welcome to another episode of the program Young Hearts Talk Show. Last week we took you through a topic which is exercise, a sure way of healthy living. And honestly, I had a good time because we went through some steps of different types of exercise which they refer to as aerobics. And it was not funny. But at the end of the day, it was okay because my whole body had a different kind of change. And I believe that if I keep it up, I'm going to enjoy myself. So if you're at home, thanks for keeping a date with us today. We shall be taking another session on exercise, a sure way of healthy living. And we have the doctor, Dr. Bako, with us here. He will also explain some nutritional values of the kind of food we ought to eat and what we should avoid if we actually want to live a healthy life. We have this gentleman here. They will also again today take us through, I guess this time around, maybe lighter exercise. Yes, but then they are for our own good. Thanks for keeping a date with us on Young Hearts Talk Show. I am your regular presenter, Victoria Rola Adige. My viewers in the studio, you're welcome to Young Hearts Talk Show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
So today I would want us to start. May somebody give us a little preview of what we discussed last week on exercise, and probably some things you explained last week, because we have some viewers at home now. They were not able to watch last week's episode, and they are here with us today. So let's give them a little round of what we discussed last week to put them on the track so that as we continue today, they will not be left behind. So, Randus, can you tell us something?
Last week we looked at exercise, in which we made to understand that exercise is an activities that one does in order to keep himself healthy. And we went ahead to look at some of the exercise, the activities or the types of exercise that we have. We have aerobic exercise, which has to do with the one that we have done last week, and we have anaerobic and agility. I think these are what we have discussed last week by the special grace of God. Thank you very much.
Okay, doctor, can you give us a little rundown of from the medical perspective?
Well, just as said, what we did last week is to look at the perspective of exercise as it concerns health. And we started that by saying that one is said to be healthy if he is physically sound, mentally sound, emotional wise, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmities. And because of that physical state, that was why we engaged in the principles and talk on exercise. And we actually look at how exercise affects virtually all the systems of the body, and especially the cardiovascular system. That is the system that involves circulation of blood. Mental-wise, the brain, our thought, our emotions, and everything, as one partake in exercise, it affects the nervous system, it affects the muscles, how we build our muscles, it affects the bones, because at least once you do exercise, the bones don't wear out easily. And apart from that, we look at how it affects the digestive system, because when you do exercise, the food you eat digests very well. And then we cap it up by saying exercise helps in building the body muscles, and then at least burning out the fats, which are dangerous to our body. As we move on, we also talk about certain diseases that at least we need to shun away from the classes of exercise, because from medical perspective, we classified exercise as mild, moderate, or vigorous, or the one that is, let me say, in excess, though not that excess as per se. But in that case, we look at if one is having a cardiovascular disease, he's supposed to be on mild exercise, not one that is that much person that is having an asthmatic disease, a person that is diabetic, person that's having a deep vein thrombosis. Those are diseases that as one comes to the health center, he has to be checked and then advised properly on which form of exercise he should partake in. And with that, we said exercise also should be a regular process. It's not something that you do today and then you just switch off and stay for a very long period before coming back to it again. At least it should be regular and in a gradual process, graduating from one level to another, from mild to moderate to severe. Though it's severe in this perspective, when you talk about severe in medical terms, it's as if it's something that is an extreme. But in perspective of exercise, severe is just talking about being rigorous.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Well, you have something to tell us? Our viewers want to hear your voice.
No. Yeah, the whole topic of exercise cannot be over-exaggerated when it comes to healthy living. Exercise, like in the previous episode, Dr. Bako particularly laid emphasis on some certain aspects of it that is pretty much important to us, for us to enjoy living in fitness and in good health. There's this particular part of it that I really like, which is the aspect of when you exercise, you release certain hormones that are called endorphins, which are, in other words, are called happy hormones. The moment you engage in exercise, you feel happy, and it helps your mood, it improves your mood. However down you feel after exercise, you feel great, and you become more interesting individual to be with.
Okay. So, gentlemen, got something for our viewer at home?
Okay. As he said, exercise can never be over exaggerated. Let me just give us example. Most of us that stay here in Jalingo can walk down to the stadium and look at our coach there, Coach Bakari. He's an old man, but he's looking like he's 25. Because of exercise.
Wow.
As he said, that is what he usually do since in his teenage.
Wow.
He started work with Gongola Sport Council. But up to today, he's looking young. Most of us that do weightlifting, whatsoever we lift, he will tell us he's going to do same. And you can see him, he's looking fit. He's even having 6 packs. He's not having pot belly, but he's an old man. So exercise in every way is very important to our daily living. My mother engaged in exercise for some time, and she stopped. She have started complaining of knee problem, this one happened, this one happened. She's always taking drugs. But the days that she was going for the exercise, she was not complaining of any disease. So it's one of the advantages of exercise. To me, I love exercise, so I will never tell anybody exercise have disadvantage. Exercise in every aspect is of advantage to everybody. Yeah.
Okay, this week's episode. You know, before we round off last week, Doctor was taking us through the process of knowing the kind of ailment in your system and the kind of exercise you should do and the ones you should avoid. So I would like him to open the curtains for us again today by taking us through more of the ailments, because I think last week he spoke only on diabetic patients and asthmatic patients, I guess. That's what he talked about last week. So I would want him to talk about high blood pressure today, because those are the most common ailments in our society today. So you take us through those ailments and then help us explain the kind of exercise we should confine ourselves to. Because if it's going to be a regular thing, it should be something healthy for our lives. So please, Doctor, can you help us on that?
Thank you for that. Viewers, actually, once it comes to situation talking about ailments, we believe you see a doctor in the hospital. But for this particular episode, we'll find time to talk about some of these diseases, especially the cardiovascular diseases. A person having hypertension, it's hypertension that leads to some other complications that leads to stroke, that can also lead to what we call cardiac failure. So in any of those situations, there are ranges of exercise, just like we classified last week. Maybe either mild, moderate, or the one that you do severely. A person that is hypertensive is actually advised to go on mild exercise. And the blood pressure checked regularly. Once the blood pressure is within the normal range, the systolic around 120 and the diastolic blood pressure at 80, then the person can go on what we call moderate exercise, can at least jog around and run. But once the person is tilting towards what we call cardiac failure, by that time the heart is enlarged, the blood supply to the heart is a bit decreased. So by the time you ask the person to do severe exercise or moderate, the heart gets pained and it can even complicate the matter. So in those situations, the individual has to go on mild exercise until when the heart is remodeled back. Then talking about obesity, person that is obese, sometimes you have to also start by mild exercise, because once an individual is obese, it's assumed that the fat level, adipose tissue, that is those fats, has actually increased. And going on rigorous exercise immediately can tilt from discharging some of those fats into blood vessels, and they can block the tiny blood vessels, and those things can predispose to the stroke that we know. So because of that, the individual has to also graduate. So you can see in every situation, in every ailment, exercise is a gradual process. You must move from one level to another. The person that has a sickler, in most cases, they are said to be anemic, because the blood that are in circulation are not enough to carry oxygen based on certain environment they find themselves. So those individuals should not at all go on rigorous exercise. They have to also graduate, so that the blood cells at least have to carry the enough oxygen that is needed by the brain and the heart to perform their function. If we go on a person that is arthritic, they having arthritic changes, you won't tell the person, just go on exercise. It should be a more normal process, physiotherapy, until when the joints start releasing some of those lubricants, the fluids that are there, so that at least the pains gets reduced. So if you check in all ailments, as patients come to your clinic, you check the blood pressure, you check the health status, you advise on a gradual process. They should graduate from mild to moderate before going on to severe in every case.
So viewer at home, I hope you are taking your time to listen to what Dr. Bako is explaining to us about. Every form of ailment in your system needs a gradual process of taking off on exercise. If you must do or live a healthy life, you must exercise, but then you should not be tempted to follow those who have been doing exercise for years on a vigorous exercise at the beginning. You must start gradually and start slowly until you graduate from one stage to the other, so that you can live a healthier life as it will be. Now, this week we would also want to explain some little things about how do we go about doing this exercise. Is it to jump into the gym, or you just jump into one of these markets, pick anything you feel like picking there as a footwear, and then before you know it, you're on the gym floor, sleeping and hitting your head on the floor. I have somebody here that will talk to us about what you wear as your footwear and probably what you put on your body that will help you through the process of exercise. So I think I have something here he's going to explain to us
Okay.
on this.
For exercise, there is a certain type of sneakers that is acceptable, which is good for you. This, as you can see, this is meant for, I think I'll call it a dress sneakers. It's for you to wear as fashionable sneakers for you to just dress up with and go out. But it is not ideal for you to use in exercise. For exercise, you need sneakers that are called running shoes. The sneakers like the ones we have on right now, they are not completely flat, and so it's better for you to maintain balance and it is not slippery. But for something like this, this is not ideal. This is not proper for you to use because this is easy. You can fall off easily with this, so it's not ideal, and it may even hurt your feet.
Okay.
Yes. So when you want to get shoes for exercise, you need to get running shoes.
Okay.
The sneakers that are called running shoes, which is like the ones we have right now on our feet. So I think that's very important. And therefore, for the clothing, you will want to have tracksuits. There are certain shorts, like the ones we have. We don't have any shorts anyway, but you can have shorts if you want. But ideally, it's good for you to have a tracksuit, something like a track down and a sleeveless, like the ones we have right now, or the ones, as you can see, all of us are dressed ready for exercise right now.
Okay.
So it is important that you dress accordingly and appropriately for exercise.
Okay, actually I would like to ask a question. I went to one certain gym and everybody is dressed like this in that gym. And the coach, actually, somebody was sweating
Yes.
and he decided to zip down. The coach said, no, zip back, zip up, back to your neck. And until we are done with this exercise, you don't zip down. So I had to ask the coach, why is that? He gave me his reasons. But then before I give the audience at home the reason the coach gave me, I also like to throw this question to you guys in the house. Tell me, why should it be that if you're putting on a tracksuit, you should zip up to your neck throughout the period of the exercise? I would like to know.
I think for that particular individual, probably what he wants to achieve is to lose weight.
Okay.
And in losing weight, you need to sweat a lot.
Okay.
That could be the reason why the coach particularly asked him to keep the zip up, so that he will sweat more and lose weight faster.
Okay. Any other contribution to that? Does it have any health implications, doctor?
Well, I can coordinate the physiology of putting the zip on while doing exercise.
Okay.
But we know scientifically there must be basis for everything. At least you must coordinate it with the physiology and the anatomy of your body to be able to give that explanation.
Okay. Well, actually, the coach said, just like you said, the guy was on the fat side anyway. So I guess he was there to lose weight, and the coach said for him to achieve weight loss, he has to zip up so that the body will steam. There was a word he used, but I can't really remember that word, but it's like the circle of heat going on the inside of him to maintain the heat,
Yes.
so that he could lose weight, burn off the fats faster for him. Well, viewer, we learn every day. But before we go on, actually, I love what I'm wearing, my shoes. Actually, if I'm to confess, I came with a different shoe. Let me just say, I actually came with this dress sneakers to the studio to carry out this program. And one of the our guests had to said, no, Mommy, what you're putting on is not for exercise. So he brought out what you are seeing me using now. He said, this is the most ideal footwear for exercise. And I'm feeling great in it. Because throughout the period we were doing this exercise, it's like my legs were firm on the floor, and I had control. I think that's the word. I had control of my stand. And I'm grateful to him, is this gentleman. Though, you know, it's good to say the truth all the time. He observed as if he knew I was going to come in something that would not be appropriate. So he came with this and he made me wear them. And I feel great. So if we can do that one to another, I guess we'll have a better society. Well, let's move on with the program. What can we say about people who do not appreciate exercise? There are people who are actually slim. They are not on the fat side. They are actually very slim, and they don't appreciate exercise. What can we tell people like that? Do you have something to say?
Yeah. Exercise is not for the fat or the slim ones. As doctor said before, exercise is for, it helps in the pumping of the blood. So it helps you take your work beyond your strength. Like Mommy said before, she said they used to go out, she will be free at her working place, but now that she stopped doing exercise, she is always lazy. Let me use that word. She is always lazy. So exercise helps you to be flexible in everything you do. So you can't tell me because I am fat, I need to go to gym. Okay, because I'm slim, I don't need to go to gym. No, it's for burning of fats, and again, it makes you to be active, like every day. Yeah.
So you were giving us an example of a slim lady.
Yeah, there is a slim lady that came to the gym. She was like, I am slim. I don't need to do much exercise. I don't even need exercise. I told her, yes, but I can give you an exercise that can take you off. She said, no. Just jumping jacks. I gave her what we did last week, the first exercise we did.
Okay.
That's called the jumping jacks. I just gave her that. It was not up to a minute. She collapsed.
Wow.
So that is one of the examples I am saying. Exercise is needful for both everybody. For flexibility, it keeps you fit.
Okay.
Well, I would like to add to it.
Okay.
Exercise is for everybody.
Okay.
Not issue of being slim or fat, tall or short. And the reason for that, when we are talking about exercise, we make mention of the release of endorphins. Does that mean that the fat should be happy and the slim one should not be happy? It's not like that. You do exercise at least to release those hormones so that you get yourself happy. Apart from that, we mentioned about circulation of blood in the body. Is it that the slim ones don't want their blood to circulate? No. Everyone also needs that digestion. At least you need to do exercise to ensure that the food you eat are properly digested. In short, healthy living, you must be physically fit. So whether slim or fat or the matter class you find yourself, I believe we'll still come to a place that we're going to discuss and tell the viewers about what we call the body mass index. So they know what they take in, how to do exercise, and the rest of them. So exercise is for all class of people.
Okay, doctor, let's just go straight to discussing about this body mass issue. I don't know how to put it, but then can you just educate us on that?
Well, that is a beautiful one. Body mass index called BMI, I believe, is something that everybody, every viewer should know about it, because it's a simple thing to calculate and you know where you fit in. Body mass index is calculated by, in first instance, an individual has to know his weight in kilogram. And the second thing, the person is supposed to know his or her height in meters. By the time you divide the kilogram of your body weight over the height in meter squares, that gives you your body mass index. So you just go on to all those weighing scale, weigh yourself, and then check your height. Then multiply that your height in meter square, multiply the height by 2 in meters, and then check your weight in kilogram. By the time you divide it, it will give you your body mass index. I want us to understand the person with a body mass index of less than 18.5 is said to be underweight. And an individual with body mass index of 18.5 to 24.5 or 24.9 is said to be normal. And by the time you are between 25 to 29.9.5, you are said to be overweight. And by the time your body mass index is above 30, you are obese.
Wow.
And by the time you classify yourself, are you underweight? Are you having a normal weight? Are you overweight? Or are you obese? By that movement, you know where you classify yourself. But in normal thing, we want every individual to be what? To be normal. So try as much as possible to check your weight. By the time you are below 18.5 and you are above 25, know that you are in those categories that actually is not advisable. And in most cases, exercise can bring you back to the normal range.
Okay, doctor, can you tell us if there is a certain age range that governs the body mass issue?
Yes, we have the geriatrics, that is the elderly,
Okay.
and then the young ones. But in any case, since that normal state is because you have to check the height over the weight over the height in meter squares, it's applicable as a standard.
Okay.
But once a person is becoming older, there are some changes, but it's still within the range because it's a range. It's not a fixed value that you say this is a fixed value, this individual will be like this. But no matter what, even in the young ones and in the age, they will have to fall within those normal range. From this level to this level is underweight, from this level to this level is normal weight, this overweight, and to this level is obesity.
Okay, doctor, can we now, sorry I'm, just concentrating on you right now, because we need to really get the in-depth knowledge on these issues so that people will have deeper understanding. If you're going into exercise and you eat whatever comes your way, or let's say, let me just generally say, what are the things or the kind of food one needs to concentrate on as you go into a life of exercise?
Well, exercise is a component of healthy lifestyle. And the food we take in also is another component. The association we have with individuals is another component, and things we drink, well classified under food. That takes a very good aspect of healthy lifestyle. Eating of junks that we get anyway, food that has too much fats, food that has too much sugars, food that has too much spice. You can check the SSS, spice, salt, sugar. At least they have a kind of range that an individual should actually desist from. And by so saying, I believe for a healthy lifestyle, one must go on a lot of fluid and vegetables and fruits. When you go on those things, you don't need to actually check yourself by trying, oh, I've taken too much carbohydrate, because excess of carbohydrate, that is the sugar, tilts an individual into diabetes. And once and if you are a diabetic patient and you are trying to do exercise to check yourself back, you see now you are increasing more burden on your body system to check yourself. But these are things that are avoidable. By the time you go on to taking excessive salt, this salt contains what we call sodium chloride, and they are the electrolytes that maintains the body fluid. If it's in excess, they act on our system, they act on the kidney, they act on the heart, and make sure that the blood volume rises. And as more blood volume rises, the more the pressure on the blood vessels. And that makes the blood vessels, makes the blood pressure to go higher. And we know the complication of having hypertension, as blood vessels gets, blood pressure gets higher, then some of those minute vessels may rupture and it can lead to stroke. So that shows that food should be avoided because you want to avoid stroke. Okay. Basically, talking about the spices, at least taking too much spices affect our digestion because they are things that brings about peptic ulcer diseases. And when you have that situation, you take too much salt, too much spices food, and acid, the hydrochloric acid is being released. It causes serious problems to our digestion. So in any case, if you are an individual, you want to live that healthy lifestyle, you have to ensure that at least more of your food is vegetables, water, and fruits. Okay. All other classes of food still have to come in because the body system needs them. Protein, carbohydrate, vitamins comes in, and they are very, very important. But it's always said that as you grow older, as your age approaches 40 and above, you cut down your what? Your carbohydrate intake, because you don't want to tilt yourself into diabetes, or you don't want to tilt yourself to obesity, because as you take too much of those things, they are converted to fats. Okay. And then another one that I will advise for the elderly, that maybe you're at home, your wife cook food, and maybe they should put 20 pieces of meat for you, and that child has only one piece. They are the people that actually need the protein, those children. As long as you eat those proteinous foods in excess, in the last run, they have to be converted back to carbohydrate. And that shows you're putting too much work on your liver to convert them. So why not cut down on the excess of those proteins too? So you can see at every range, as you visit the nutritionist, they will tell you that, okay, these are the percentage, this age, this is the kind of food that you should take. Hypertensive, avoid salt. With this kind of disease, avoid this. Diabetic, avoid this. We'll give you all the class so that they will be in a particular proportion that will actually guarantee or give you that healthy lifestyle that we are talking about.
Okay, as a way of an example, can we talk about what did you eat yesterday for your dinner?
Yesterday,
Practically. Yes.
I ate food with vegetable soup.
Okay, that is swallow.
Yeah, swallow.
In African context, tuwo, as they will always say.
Yes.
Of what cereal? Is it maize or guinea corn or
maize.
what? Okay, what about you?
I mean, I didn't eat well. I ate chips and eggs.
Okay, chips and eggs.
Which was it?
Okay, and there's no vegetable in it?
There was no vegetable.
Okay.
There was a bit of cabbage in it.
Okay.
Yes, but that was what was available for me, so.
You just ate it. Okay, what about you?
Yesterday, in the night, in the evening, I think I drank only tea and bread.
In the evening?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only
And you
thing.
slept with it like that
Yeah.
till now. Doctor, what did
Well,
you
I know you like to catch me because yesterday I took pounded yam with fresh fish.
Wow.
So in fact,
That's an enticing one.
because I felt I don't have any work to do, I took a heavy one and I went to sleep.
And actually, me, I ate indomie with potato. It's, I mean, Irish potato in the indomie. They made it like that. Well, I don't know. So, with all that we've eaten, Doctor, can you tell us, every one of us, did we eat healthy?
Yes, well, I may not be able to say that because I did not know the quantity which
Okay.
every individual has taken. But in any case, at least if you find out what we've taken, there is at least a mixture of the fat and oil, the protein, the carbohydrate, the vitamins, the water, and some with the vegetables give part of the vitamins.
Okay.
So at least the classes of food have been taken care of, except the person that I would like to ask. You said with egg, how many eggs were actually fried for you?
There were 2 eggs.
Two, you mean it's too much for you? At least as an adult, you should not take more than one
Okay,
in the
but
day.
it's very small.
Uh-huh.
You need to accompany every.
No. No matter how you take, yes, it's actually protein, it's needed. But when it gets to the system, the liver tries to convert it back.
Okay.
So the liver will be working excessively to convert those things. If there is too much carbohydrate, the liver tries to convert them to glycogen to store. If it's low, the liver tries to see that how can I move from the fats and oil, how can I move from the proteins to convert them back to carbohydrate that the person may use. So you see the work is on the liver.
Okay. Okay, then with viewers at home, tell yourself the truth about anything you're doing. And when you confess the truth, and if you're not on the right path, you'll be told exactly what you need to do to come back on the right path so that your life will be healthy. Now, in this whole episode, what are we driving at? We are just trying to tell ourselves the truth about how we can live a healthy life. You know, we have only one life to live. And in this one life, you need to live it to its fullness. And how do you live it to its fullness? By doing basic things that you need to do in your life on a daily basis. Now, we have been discussing about exercise, and we have also been talking about what we need to eat to stay healthy. I would like to throw the question back to you at home, whoever that is watching us. Do you want to die before your time? Do you want to live long and see your great-grandchildren? Or let it not be said that you appeared on this earth at all. If you die too quickly, your history will also be buried with you. But then, as an adult, or as anybody that is growing up, any youth that is watching us, you have the right and you have your life in your hand. You need to do things that will help you live long so that you can take care of your parents in their old age. So, as we have been discussing, exercise, a sure way to healthy living. Last week we went through some basic exercises, and today I believe my gentleman here, the two of them, it's their daily thing, or let me say, well, all the others, aside from me that fell out a little bit, it has been a regular thing in their lives. I believe you guys will take us through a lighter exercise today.
Okay.
So that we can, you know, those who are lazy to do the, like doctor would say, the severe exercises,
Can go on the miles.
can go on the mild until you graduate to the moderate before you get yourself to the severe exercise, depending on your health status. Okay? So, what will be this advice that we give to our viewers at home who have been onto this program, learning from one stage to the other? I think all of us, we need to talk. So let me start from this.
The advice I would give to viewers, since we made to understand that exercise is meant for everybody. In fact, you don't need to just sit down and everything should be done to you. But you need to what? You need to be doing some kind of exercise. Even pregnant women do exercise.
Okay.
So we should not just sit down idle like this and without exercising our body. So viewers, please try and find time so that you'll be doing, even if it is 5-10 minutes exercise, it will be good for your health. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, for me, I would like to say quickly here that exercise is in stages, like we earlier pointed out, and it doesn't matter how fat or how thin or how, you know, how backward you are in terms of exercise. There's always a point of start.
Okay.
Yes. And our bodies as humans, our bodies are wonderful things, you know. The body can take almost about anything. You start small, before you know it, you have gone far. What each and every one of us needs to do is, when we exercise, we need to keep a scorecard.
Okay.
And we need to, you know, be regular. Those are the key things. So when you exercise, you start, the first week you need to measure what you're doing. Get a particular program, get somebody that is, you know, into the exercise, get a coach, get an instructor to design a program for you, you know, based on what you want to achieve. If you want to lose weight, he will tell you what to do. For example, he may want to put you more on aerobic exercises,
Okay.
so that you'll be able to lose weight, you know, sweat more and lose weight quicker.
Okay.
So you need a scorecard. What you achieve this week, you try to, you know, improve on it by the following week, like that. And as you go, you keep checking the boxes, to see how far you're going. So in 3 months, you should be able to see a lot of progress. Then you can change another program again eventually. That way, I think you're sure on your way to healthy living.
Okay. What about you?
What I want to say is this: if you don't do exercise, don't discourage somebody from doing it. This person is growing muscular, he will become arrogant, he will start beating people up.
Can you imagine that?
It should not be part of it. Some people that are very arrogant outside, whenever they come into the gym and they start getting all the muscles, when they go outside, they become very soft. Because if you come there, the ions are going to tell you that these things you are doing, they are getting into your bones. So you are stronger than anybody outside. That's how most people that gym we see.
Okay.
So we normally see, based on me, I normally see as if you are going to fight me, I'm going to kill you. So no
Wow.
need of fighting with
Can you
you.
imagine that?
Yeah, that's one notion you always have.
Okay.
So it always makes you to calm down. So you don't tell anybody exercise is very bad. It's that we should not inculcate that into our heads. So exercise is the most important of all. Anything that will make your heart to pump blood to your system well, like doctor says, it even involves digestion of food inside you.
Okay.
That means exercise should be even more than even breathing. So if you breathe, you should do exercise every day. And you should always have somebody that knows what you don't know.
Okay.
Like we that train powerlifting. Whenever you come, you do program with somebody that is stronger than you. But tomorrow, what you are not lifting today, tomorrow you will lift.
Okay.
And exercise, again, it makes us grow younger.
Okay.
Because the more you do exercise, the more younger you become. I always give example of my coach, Coach Bakari,
Okay.
because he's like a mentor to me. I'm always watching him because I don't want to grow old. That's just the truth. I don't want to grow old. I always want to look younger. You can see doctor here too. He's also looking. I know he knows the secret of exercise, and I also want to be like him. So my main point here is you don't discourage anybody, and anywhere you like the way we were talking about dress codes. You don't wear anything to the gym.
Okay.
You don't wear jeans. So whenever you go there, you check out what people are doing there, and you do same.
Okay.
It is part of my advice for those that don't do exercise. Start doing.
Okay.
Well, to cap it up, we are actually talking about health for all. And viewers actually would like to see less people in the hospital.
Okay.
And we believe as you do exercise, actually there is lesser probability of coming to hospital. I have to explain that. Well, me, I've been teaching for quite some years, up to 25 years old. I've been teaching.
Okay.
But when I get to class, I only tell my students I'm under 20. And they accept because they felt,
You
but
appear
this
so.
person appears so. But if you are getting older, actually the bones, the calciums in the bones gets down. But when you do exercise, these calcium still accumulate. So that this pathological fracture that the person that is just moving and just fall down and the bone breaks doesn't come in again. So you see, we'll have, we won't be seeing the elderly because of pathological fracture. If you are doing exercise, there won't be cardiovascular diseases, there won't be hypertension, obesity, and the rest of them. So the rate of people that we will see is actually reduced. When you are doing exercise, the basic thing is that your immune system will now be boosted up. And with boosted immune system, we'll have less number of people coming to visit us in the hospital that we should treat for this ailment or that ailment. So exercise for you to actually achieve your goal, health-wise, based on your mental status, even if you're a student. I bet you, as you do exercise, your mental IQ increase, alertness. As you read, you understand what you're talking, what you're actually reading. So it cuts across all levels of life. Exercise is the bedrock of healthy lifestyle. And for you to be healthy, you must be physically fit. And physically fit, to define health, is not only when the person it doesn't have this disease, doesn't have this ailment, but at least you should be mentally sound, physically sound, emotionally sound. And exercise actually cut across because it affects all the systems of the body. So I advise you, please go into class of exercise from mild to moderate, and if possible, go on to severe, and you'll find yourself getting younger and younger, like myself here.
Oh, well, you're at home. I actually would want to also look younger and younger, as Doctor said. Well, we'd like to take a break, and when we return, the Young Hearts Talk Show will continue. Welcome to Amachon Technology Limited, a premier private citadel hub for technology. At Amachon Tech Limited, you are sure to experience a new turn of an overflow knowledge in ICT with an affordable tuition fee for all classes of learners. Apart from rendering business services and partnership, Amachon Tech offers courses such as
Artificial Intelligence, Mobile App Development,
Cybersecurity and Graphics Design,
Networking and Web Development,
coupled up with computer maintenance,
corporate training, and lots more.
At Amachon Technology, online school services is a piece of cake. To know more about Amachon Tech, search our website or reach us on the phone numbers on your screen. We are located at Maritime Plaza along Catholic Cathedral off Yola Road, Mile 6, Taraba State, Nigeria.
Amachon Tech.
Amazon Tech. Amazon Tech. We build a better life with technology.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Young Hearts Talk Show, and we have been discussing on exercise. We are wrapping up the episode with a little bit of some kind of demonstration as we did last week. So stay with us. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay. For today, we're just going to stretch. So, viewers at home, you can join us and let's enjoy it. So first and foremost, we'll stand with your legs this way. Your left arm on this side. We'll go this way. Let's go. So we count to 14 and then we switch to the other direction. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Change. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, let's go. The right arm up. This way. All right, let's go. Let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Let's go this way. Right leg in front. We go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change.
The bones are talking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's go this way. You sit. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go. So look up to the ceiling. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now we go down, sit down. For the left leg, this way. Can you see me? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, cross the leg this way and face this direction. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put your legs down. Let's go. This way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job.
Well, viewers at home, I guess for those who join us in that little period of small exercise, I know you must have enjoyed yourself, and those who just watched us, well, I keep advising, please try at every small opportunity you have to do anything called exercise. Do it because it is good for your health. Thank you so much, my viewers, for coming. My audience for coming on the program Young Hearts Talk Show. I believe that next time I call on you to come and do something for our audience out there, you will oblige us.
Sure.
Thank you so very much, viewer, for keeping a date with us. I am your regular presenter, Victoria Roland Anakin, saying bye-bye.